Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here the words of the Rambam, Hilchos Deos, Perek Vav. Today's Halacha Vav, number 6, and a bit of a continuation of yesterday that you're not allowed to hate another Jew in your heart. Kesheyachte ish leish, when one wrongs another person, lo yistamenu b'yishtaik, a person should not just remain silent and despise him as a result of that. Like it says, Bereshayim, it says this by the wicked. The wicked, someone wrongs them, and they just despise that person. Avshalom, who was the son of Dovid HaMelech, who was not the greatest of people, he did not speak with Amnon, not for bad, not for good. Ki son of Avshalom is Amnon, because Avshalom hated Amnon. Because Amnon had done a terrible thing. He raped the sister of Avshalom, whose name was Tamar, and therefore he held a deep grudge against him. And he hated him and refused to speak to him. Now on the surface, it would seem to be that that's the appropriate way to deal with someone who did such a heinous crime. However, listen what he writes. Ela mitzvah alav le'idiyoi. There is a mitzvah upon the person to let the evildoer know. Why did you do such and such a thing to me? Why did you wrong me in such a way? You have an obligation to get it off your chest and tell him how you feel. So he knows that he did something wrong and it's bothersome to you. Like it says, it says over here that you're obligated to give techacha, to give rebuke. You're obligated to give rebuke to your friend who does something wrong. And if the person, after you rebuke him, comes along and he says, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize, I really apologize, or I did realize and I was misbehaving and I was acting in the wrong way, please forgive me, you have to forgive him. The one who's giving mechila, who's granting the forgiveness, cannot be cruel. Shenema, like it says, v'yispal Avraham el Elokim. When Avimelech took Sarah away from Avraham, and Avraham obviously was very upset to lose his wife, Sarah. Nevertheless, eventually Avimelech ended up doing tshuva, and he gave Sarah back, and he apologized. And even though he was afflicted with plagues and the like, Avraham Avinu came along and he davened to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he should have mercy on Avimelech and take away whatever punishments he was getting. So what do you see? Even though that Avimelech was in the wrong, but since that he did tshuva and he apologized for his misdeeds, Avraham Avinu then, although that it was hurtful to him what he did, nevertheless he forgave him and he davened for him, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu listened to his prayers. And therefore, if somebody wrongs you, and you go and you tell them, again, you have to tell them in a nice way. You can't accuse them, you can't criticize them, you have to tell them properly how it is that they wronged you and it hurts you, and then they apologize, and they do tshuva as a result, and they ask you forgiveness, you have an obligation to forgive them, not to be achzari, not to be a cruel person, and rather accept them back once again with the Abbas Yisrael, with the love of Klal Yisrael that we've been speaking about this entire time. Have a wonderful day.